A Nigerian man, Farouk Adekunle Adepoju, has just been arrested in the UK and faces extradition to the United States over a $235,000 fraud case. It's everywhere. CNN, BBC, major newspaper. The most painful part is that even Sahara Reporter and Tribune did too. They carry the story. But here's the thing. Why do Nigerian names dominate global fraud headlines? Why other scams, even caught on videos, barely make a whisper? Like this one, a white man caught on camera scamming an elderly woman in a romance scheme. Viral on Instagram, millions of views, but no BBC headlines, no CNN coverage. Why? Let's dig into the truth behind these headlines. Let's start with the story that made the global headlines. On September 15, British police arrested Farouk Adekunle Adepoju after a US request. He is accused of hacking into a construction company's email system, creating a fake document, and tricking a Pennsylvania university into paying over $235,000 into an account he controlled. How? Here's the story. Between March and April 2023, he changed the email rules to control communication between the school and the construction company. For the sake of clear understanding, the Pennsylvania University has a contract with a construction company to build a structure for them. So, in the process of scheduled payment, Adekunle hacked into the construction company's employees' emails, and he proceeded by creating a spoofed domain, which means he created a look-alike domain of the construction company. After that, he sent message to the university to update their new transaction method, which they did, believing it's the same construction company. So he also sent messages to all the employees to update their details too. Everybody did, believing it is their employer. Guess what? The Pennsylvania University made payment as usual, and after a few days, the construction company queried the university. Boom! The investigation began and FBI got involved. They discover Adekunle is in United Kingdom. For that, he now faces 6-count charge of wire fraud, 1-count charge of computer fraud, and up to 20 years in prison if convicted. That's serious, right? But before I proceed, watch this video.
He sent me pictures of him in uniform. He sent me pictures of his dog tags, pictures of his passports, everything to show me he was legitimate. And I fell for hook, line, and sinker.
This is the young lady whose $30,000 you took and bought the car and the lawnmower.
You're not looking
The
at me.
old woman in that video is 70 years old that lives in Florida, United States. Cody Wardorf duped her by impersonating a top US Army officer with a fake evidence like dog tag, passport, photos, and including insurance. He convinced the woman that he's in a war front line trying to return home. Maybe he needs some money. In span of 2 weeks, she bought gift cards worth of $30,000 and some other payment in crypto. So how was he caught? He demanded for more and to another address in North Carolina. But here's the question we must ask. Why does Farouk case make the CNN and BBC front page, while the scam just disappear into the feed? Now let's compare. Why Farouk case is everywhere, from America headlines to British tabloids. Another scam story is blowing up on Instagram right now. Go and check it. The link is down here. This one shows a white man running a romance scam on elderly woman. It's painful to watch. It's viral. Millions of people are reacting to it. But notice something. No major outlet break it down. It lives and dies on the social media. And that silence tells us something important. The media doesn't just report fraud. It decides which fraud deserves to become the face of the nation and which one stays buried as just another viral clip. So why the difference? Why does one story dominate headlines? Why another feed into Instagram feeds? It comes down to 3 things: algorithm, editorial choice, and bias. First, the algorithm. Social media pushes whatever gets quick outrage and engagement. That is why scam videos spread like wildfire online. but the algorithm doesn't make it into your nightly news. That is where the editorial choices comes in. News editors pick which stories to run. And here is the uncomfortable truth about it. Nigerian fraud stories fit a ready-made stereotype. They are easy to sell. Wetin we do them? They reinforce the narrative that the world already expected. But when the scammer doesn't fit that image, when it's someone else, someone white, suddenly it just got a viral post, not a global scandal. And here is where bias comes in. Fraud is global, from China's billion-dollar scam factories to romance scammers in Europe and in America. But over and over, it's Nigerian names that are amplified as the face of global fraud. That framing doesn't just inform, it stigmatizes an entire nation. Hear this and know peace. Fraud is not a Nigerian invention. It's global, it's systemic, and it thrives whether corruption, weak regulation, and desperation meet. Think about it. China runs billion-dollar scam compound where workers are trafficked and forced into fraud. In the US and Europe, romance scams targeting the elderly are multi-million-dollar industry. They have made America to lose over $16 billion. Yet, how often do you see this nation name dragged through the mud like the way Nigeria is? Now, let's be clear. Nigeria does not have fraud problem. From failed infrastructure projects to politician laundering money, corruption has become a daily headline. But here's the danger. When the world only highlights the scam ties to Nigerian names, it creates a single story. The single story doesn't just shame individuals, it stains every honest Nigerian student, entrepreneurs, workers trying to build a different image abroad. So, we are left with a painful irony. Fraud is global, but the blame is local. And the more this cycle repeats, the harder it becomes for Nigerians to escape the shadow of these narratives. So, what's the real story here, Seth? Farouk case is a crime story, not a Nigerian story. But the way it's told, the way it's amplified, turn one man fraud into a national headlines. Meanwhile, the white scammer on the Instagram or the billion-dollar scam compound in Asia somehow doesn't even get the same front page treatment this gets. Why now? Even our local newspaper too amplify the same story. What about the one over there too? And that is why branch exists. Count on me to cut through the noise, to separate fact from narratives, and to give Nigerians and Africans the balance the mainstream media often denies us. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think the headlines are fair enough? Or are we being set up to carry the burden that isn't ours alone? Drop your thoughts in the comments because your voice matters here. And if you are tired of the same recycled headlines that paint us all with one brush, hit the like button, share this video and subscribe. Together we are building a platform that tells the truth behind every headlines. I remain your social media watchdog. Branch is my name. See you in the next video.